All right. Now, here's our last one for the night. The Grizzlies' own star.
Oh, yeah.
Morant.
Okay, so I do not know this story completely. I'm going to tell you what I heard, and y'all correct me.
Okay.
He so-called flashed a pistol that he had at a club.
I don't know if that was a club, but that was after the fact. Continue, please.
Okay.
Because he needs to know the tea.
Okay, so the first one is, I'm not sure which one's the first. 1 and 2 is close, okay?
Right.
Let's say 1 is someone in his entourage was reprimanded or whatever for pointing red dot lasers at someone in the staff.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's 1.
Okay.
Strike 2, last year he had a 17-year-old kid playing basketball at his house. And him and the kid got into an altercation. Somehow, I think the kid say he threw the ball towards Ja, and Ja missed it and went through his hands, and he got mad. Ja said he was turned around and got hit in the head by the basketball aggressively. And so he started, what was it, fighting?
Yeah. Like he was about to rush him,
He fought the kid, then he went in the house. The kid says, this is what the kid says at this point, that he went in the house, came back with a gun on the waist,
right,
and was, wolfing, you know what I'm saying?
Flashing the thing.
To the kid?
To the
17-year-old, right?
But see that.
But then again, these 17-year-olds is
bro,
wild.
They be trying you, bro.
They some big ass little niggas.
Man.
Look like grown men.
We still fold
act
you.
like grown men.
Hey, I still fold your
and they all that. So nigga, they nigga, and they know they 1 year to 18, about to be a man.
Smelling they self.
And they just close enough to where they not gonna be trying necessarily as a man. Exactly. So they know to walk that line, nigga. We was there. So that's one side of it. Then you got the third incident where in the midst of this case coming back up, because this was last year, this case just came back up where, it's getting more serious where they're getting into it, and now he's on watch. Eyes are on him. Same breath, next day. The next day.
Internet-wise.
He on the live in Instagram rapping some ignorant nigga shit. Nah, kill a nigga, dot, blah, with the little, in the most unsafe way.
And drop that.
Man, listen, bro. You ain't never, look, you a killer, bro. I respect the fact that you believe that, you know what I'm saying, you got this power and all that. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? But this right here, holding a lethal weapon like this, not only is it not safe, it just don't even look gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just look, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, excuse me, sir, did you drop this?
Boy, stupid.
Somebody passed me a hanky, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, bro, I done seen too many niggas out here like, come on, G. The finger on the pinky.
They got his shirt off and everything. That was so funny,
bro,
man.
Look, I respect you as a man, but this is not manly. You know what I'm saying? That's not manly to me, bro. And waving a gun is just not that manly to me either. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because really, in my days, you know what I'm saying? We had the phrase, you don't show your gun unless you're going to use it. You know what I'm saying? You only show it when it's time to use it. Don't nobody supposed to be knowing you even got a gun on.
And you bringing the wrong energy to yourself. So I'm gonna let you. That's the main.
That's that Memphis energy.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
And that boy from Texas.
And see, that goes back to even what I'm talking about when they're talking about being the leader of the NBA. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff where Stephen A. be trying to tell
niggas
people, and people got to understand when you step into a certain level, you can't bring in that type of mentality into something that's already operating.
Right.
You got to you're agreeing to the rules and regulations of the NBA. Mm-hmm. And that's why they looking at you crazy, because you signed in the game an agreement with this stuff, and now you're acting in disregard of what you actually agreed to.
Contract.
It's not a real true businessman. Mm-hmm. You disregarding it's actually unrighteous because you agreed to it.
Yeah, and you, no matter what, you want to be where you are right now as the star, as the face of the Grizzlies, breaking the records that you are. Mm-hmm. That's just what you are naturally. You know you're gonna shine.
And we need you in the
you
NBA,
the guy
man.
like that, bro.
Man, for real,
so
we need y'all in the NBA.
It's inevitable for you to have this type of responsibility on your back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even get around it.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is you're married with the face of the organization, which means all that talk is talk, but when it comes down to it, when they're trying to sell stuff as a business, whatever you do is a reflection of them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I had to look at really just like on an even kill type of joint is you may be within your rights because you do see people who are into guns and hunting and because one thing let me just say it like this. One thing I don't want is for black people to not be able to be in that community,
right? Where
we can have guns,
we can,
you know what I'm saying? We can be in public or on camera with a gun in our hand. It should never be he's a thug, he's a hoodlum, he's a this, he needs to be locked up simply because he has a gun. Mm-hmm. You're wrong because of how you did it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it in a threatening way. You're trying to bring danger to yourself. That's one thing. But I never wanted to get to the point, which is already here, to where every time you see a black man with a gun, it has to be this particular type of narrative.
Right.
I feel like you could have seen Kevin Love. Forgive me. You could have seen Kevin Love. You could have seen Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with the orange hat duck hunting on Instagram Live, and it wouldn't have been as much of a, you know what I'm saying, an issue, but it's definitely the frame in which you did it. And
delegate yourself.
And what your purpose was for doing it at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to make sure that's out there too, you know?
I mean, that's
real, man.
I mean, yeah, exactly. And that's basically what it's boiled down to. Again,
you got
principles.
something to say for the kids.
Man, for the kids, man, it's really, like my uncle said, it's just trying to be righteous in your own right. It's not about, like with guns and stuff, like I had a kid, legit, I had to get him off of that type of lifestyle, real talk. Mm-hmm. And it was the way of walking in truth. Like, you are so adamant in what people are trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Pursue you as, or, you know, portray you as.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every little thing is just a reaction. Like, we was into some shit. Yeah. Like, it could have been something totally different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me being at the what happened with the situation, and I was just like reminisce when I got back home. I was like, God, I could have been in a jail cell if this would have been something else.
Right. Exactly.
And I gotta get a hold to him now because, and that was just a little naysay between him and a teammate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, bro, you have to have this control about yourself. As men, that's why we are men. Mm-hmm. God bestowed us to have that control over ourselves we can control our emotions. You can do that.
Yeah.
And that's what this boils down to. Anytime you see us get pulled over, why do they hold their gun? Because we're what? Oh, we're known to be what? Irrational. Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I'm saying, hysterical in certain moments. And that's because we are emotional. We're tied to it too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with the kids, man, I just tell them, bro, to really trust in God and to ask him, like, God, please give me control over my emotions. Because eventually it leads to shit like what Ja is doing.
Yeah.
I.e. or what my player did back in the day. But thank the Lord that I could be able to minister to him, and he totally, like, the kid don't even mess with him no more. Mm-hmm. Like, if he does, it's on a video game. Yeah. It was the Oculus. And I'm like, good, you release that stress that way.
Yeah.
And this, I'm talking about, bro, that kid know too much about guns. It's really scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like that too much for these young cats, bro. Like, it's become too much of a popular thing.
Too much, man. It used to be codes
it's
back in
become
the day.
too much of some cool shit to them.
Yeah, but you know, our generation was doing crazy stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, and this is the thing too. It's like, because of the environment that has been created out of the generations of this that we've been doing. The retaliation, the repercussion of it is young kids now adopting this culture as early as they have, simply out of fear or for their own protection, both. You know what I'm saying? And then secondarily as well, to maybe fit in, or whatever the case is, you know.
Right. Or whatever, like you said, whatever they saying.
You know, so on one hand, like even with Ja, it's like you're a superstar and really you making enough money to have security or anything like that. But I can see how some young cats would think it's up to me to protect myself still.
Yeah.
So I keep it on me. And I need you to know, as a young nigga that's looking at me, not a young nigga that's looking up to me, but a young nigga that's looking at me like I'm gonna take your shit. I need you to know.
That's a factor too.
I need you to know I got it on me. You know what I'm saying? So
that is a factor.
And that's a world we live in, because it's niggas that they not looking at you on Instagram Live because they want to be like Ja. They want what Ja got. You know what I'm saying?
Get it from that nigga.
You know, and
see, that's why it goes back to what I was saying too, because it's like the type of people I know in the streets, if they know you got guns, they come in a different way.
Yup. Facts.
You're giving them a different opportunity to try to come heavier.
Exactly.
On you. So that's why carrying yourself a certain way may give you the opportunity to survive, because they might not be coming with as much heaviness as they would have if they known that you had that gun or you had artillery. So let's just think about it. Let's just say you're a person and you're a boss and you got 20 men around you.
Right.
If I'm about coming at you, I'm going to have to strategize a certain way to get at you.
Yeah.
Where if you're just a single man, you just walking down the street, I
might think
I could just
sweet.
I could just walk up on you and just think I could just, you know what I'm saying? So it all plays a part. Not to say that's going to actually happen, but you do slim the chance of you being able to survive.
On some street shit and some boss shit, at the level that Ja is at when it comes to money,
right?
He's a made man.
For sure.
He is a boss.
He's a target.
He's a Don Dada. A Don. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he making enough money to be a Don. You know what I'm saying? And so with that, you can't be moving like a pawn.
That's right. There you go.
Not be out here solo dolo.
Again, principles. Principles. Can't change the principles. That's why we see many fools fall at the same principle that they break.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm telling you, look.
Fall at the same principle that you. Damn.
A wise man learns his lesson and listens to the old. Look amongst the stars with gifts bearing gold. A smart man is rich with more than the cheese. Keep your mind sharp or live on your knees. A made man he knows is honor to the code. Always keep respect, there's danger down the road. Good men gon' work, but always keep it clean. Wise men we known for keeping it a beam. And with that being said,
hey,
good night.
Good night, y'all.
Peace.